Think about this. One minute you're walking to the nearest convenience store, and the next, a huge lobster escapes Red Lobster's kitchen and starts ripping people apart. Well, something similar happens in this horror movie, where a lonely woman tries a groundbreaking treatment that promises to reverse aging, only to discover that her so-called miracle isn't what it seems. As her so-called hope soon turns drastically into a crustacean nightmare, our protagonist bends the rules to save her life and get back at the people responsible for ruining her life. Without wasting any more time, let's begin. One night, popular actress Jenna Gennaro makes her way to her bathroom in her lavish apartment, drenched in blood. Her dog walks towards where she is, surrounded and covered in her own blood, while she's on the phone with someone, telling the receiver that she can't get the shell-like creatures off her body and that they are everywhere. When the caller asks to call the police, Jenna tells the receiver not to involve the police or anyone else, but to come get her. Jenna, who has a shell tattoo on her wrist, picks up the knife at the edge of the bathtub where she is lying and forcefully removes one of the shell-like creatures from her leg. After removing it, she feels a presence in her home, gets out of the bathtub, knife in hand, and goes to investigate it. With her dog barking outside, she heads for the door, sees no one, and closes it, not knowing that the intruder is already inside. As soon as she turns around, a powerful man grabs her, snaps her neck, and puts her in a body bag. The following morning, on GMLA local news on TV, a broadcaster announces the breaking news that actress and activist Jenna Gennaro has gone missing. In other news, the broadcaster also announces that Zoe Shannon, the CEO of the largest health and wellness brand in America, will sit down with Sally Jones to talk about Shell, a company that promises to keep people looking younger forever. Elsewhere, Samantha alights from a taxi and heads into a big building where she hopes to secure a movie role after meeting up with the director. Upon getting to the floor, she finds other auditionees chilling and waiting to be called. Samantha isn't fussed, as she believes she wouldn't be going through such, but boy is she in for a rude awakening. One of the actresses, Chloe Benson, who is there for an audition as well, recognizes the once great movie star, Samantha, and calls out to her. She reminds Samantha that she used to babysit her. They catch up, have small talk before Samantha hears her name being called into the audition room. Upon entry, Samantha exchanges pleasantries with the interviewers before being handed a script to read. Samantha is surprised and asks about the director. One of the interviewers tells Samantha that the director is unable to make it due to scheduling conflicts. Samantha adds that she thinks it will be a routine meeting and that she wasn't ready to read. The interviewer tells Samantha that everyone is to read. With the way things are going, Samantha realizes that she has no choice but to read the script with her, and so she delivers it to the best of her ability, with just a little doubt about it at the end. As soon as she's done, Samantha storms out, and doesn't even meet Chloe's greetings. When she arrives home, Samantha pets her cat and grabs milk from the fridge for it to drink. Thereafter, she checks out her skin condition, psoriasis, observes the discoloration on her skin, and scratches herself before using her medication. She then steps into her bathtub and in there sobs like a baby as she is frustrated with the way life has been treating her and also remembers what the interviewers said behind her back when she stepped out, as she intentionally left her phone, which was recording, behind for a bit, before going back in, claiming she forgot it. Samantha gets another interview, which ends the same way, rejection. She knows it's all due to her age and looks, as the movie industry looks for younger women for roles. One of the interviewers suggests that Samantha considers some treatment options and mentions the Shell Clinic. They make it known to her that they represent the company for branding and that they can set something up for her. They tell Samantha to give it a shot, and she replies that she will think about it. Samantha walks out of the building, and looking ahead, she sees a Shell advertisement with the CEO, Zoe Shannon, as the poster girl. At the gym, Samantha asks her gym partner about what she knows of Shell. She tells Samantha that she knows it works and buttresses her point by mentioning a person from 7th grade when they were in school. She tells Samantha that the person still looks like a 7th grader having undergone a procedure at Shell. During the course of their conversation, Samantha makes it known to her that she has a date with a tattoo artist later that night. Later that night, Samantha goes on her date with the tattoo artist, which goes well. There, she reveals to him that she is an actress, and he makes it known that she looks familiar. With further conversation, he realizes that she is the one in a popular movie from back then. Samantha enjoys herself, and they both get into a cab after. Samantha and the tattoo artist start to make out when he feels a rough surface on her shoulder. Samantha explains to him that she has psoriasis. The tattoo artist isn't having it and makes an excuse to dismiss her. Samantha steps into the rain after that. Back at home, Samantha watches an interview on TV, with Zoe Shannon talking about the wonders of the shell treatment, which she has first-hand experience of. The interviewer asks her age, to which she replies, to the astonishment of the interviewer, as Zoe doesn't look her age at all. The content of this interview is all Samantha needs to convince her to go to the shell to undergo a treatment as well, which would help restore her confidence, and probably kickstart her dying career again. She dresses up, slaps her phone on her wrist, and heads out. Her cab stops right in front of the shell building, and Samantha alights and heads inside. At the reception, Samantha introduces herself, making it known that she is there to check in for her appointment. She is told to sign a non-disclosure agreement, after which she will head to the changing station to put on the clothes she has been given. The receptionist lets Samantha know that her doctor will answer any questions during her consultation. As Samantha heads towards the changing room, she sees a screen with a man named Dr. Thaddeus talking about everything shell. He makes it known that there are organisms that do not experience a process known as senescence. He mentions them and makes it known that they do not age due to the presence of an enzyme. He adds that many years ago, he discovered a unique linkage between crustacean enzyme and the exoskeletal growth process, in which they introduced a genetically altered version of it to human cells, to slow down and arrest the outward signs of aging. A lady comes along and escorts Samantha to the changing station. The naked people in front of Samantha, which includes Chloe Benson, don't sit well with her, and she soon leaves the place and heads out of the building. On her way out, Dr. Huber notices her and calls out to her, and stops her. Samantha tells Dr. Hubert that she doesn't think everything going on there is for her. Dr. Hubert tells Samantha that they should have a conversation, and after that, if she still has doubts, he will walk her out himself. Samantha agrees and follows the doctor. He shows Samantha, a burn victim patient on the screen, who has undergone the treatment, and the remarkable progress that has been made by her, stating that after the patient's first skin shedding, there were no more markings on her. Dr. Hubert tells Samantha that the treatment not only halts the aging process, but also facilitates cellular repair, making it more durable for the skin to actually heal and be faster at it. He inquires about her psoriasis, and assures her that they can eliminate the flare-ups. Dr. Hubert encourages her to proceed with the treatment, and that with consistency, she would look the same as she did at the moment in 20 years. Samantha agrees and waits for her turn to undergo her procedure. At the waiting area, Samantha meets with Chloe Benson, and they both talk. Samantha asks Chloe if she isn't too young to be there, undergoing the procedure. Soon enough, it's Samantha's turn to go through the treatment, and she steps into a capsule, the rebirth chamber, which would send laser beams through her body. Not too long after, Samantha completes her procedure without any hitch and steps out. Samantha immediately notices a covering of some sort as well as a tattoo, the shell tattoo, on her wrist, which is similar to the one seen on Jenna Gennaro's hand. The doctor immediately tells her that it isn't permanent, and that it is just to cover the scars until they heal. He adds that the psoriasis is all cleared up from her body, and that someone at the reception will schedule a follow-up for her. Dr. Hubert tells Samantha that she is good to go. Samantha gets back home with her cat, Salem, whom she picked up from a store where she left him. At the front of her porch, she sees a letter on the floor, picks it up, and opens it. Samantha is happy to see that the letter is from Zoe Shannon, the CEO of Shell, inviting her to the Christmas party at her private residence. Samantha, while working out, tells her gym partner about this and is asked if she would actually get to meet the CEO. Samantha arrives at Zoe's house in a cab. She alights and can be seen rocking a stunning black dress. Zoe comes down a flight of stairs and welcomes her guests. Soon, Zoe notices Samantha looking at her, excuses herself from her guests, and heads over to meet Samantha. Knowing her as an actress, she greets Samantha warmly, and they talk for a bit before Zoe asks her to walk with her while she checks on the kitchen. Zoe reveals to Samantha that a person gets taller with every skin cycle. Samantha tells Zoe that she wasn't informed by anyone that the procedure would make her taller. Soon, the guests are seated to eat. Samantha is the first to give a comment about the food, making it known that it is delicious, and asks Zoe what it is. Zoe replies to her that the food is her skin, which was shed, as it is protein-rich, which Samantha initially thinks is a joke. Eventually, Zoe doubles down on her statement, and is supported by another guest, and this makes Samantha feel uneasy. After dinner, Samantha discusses with one of the guests, before he is taken away by others. Samantha wanders through the house on her own and comes to a stop in front of Zoe's room, which has its door ajar, and sees her pleasuring herself with a sex toy. Samantha watches for a bit before she is caught by Zoe. She turns to leave, but Zoe Shannon stops her. Samantha tells Zoe that she was just looking for the bathroom and apologizes for peeping. Zoe lets Samantha into her room, and they have a conversation. At the end of it, Zoe sets a task before her. She gives Samantha a sex toy and tells her to pleasure herself until she orgasms before leaving the room. Zoe heads out, and just before leaving, she tells Samantha that she will know if she didn't do the task. After Samantha does what is required of her, she heads out towards the poolside, where Zoe is, looking more confident. When both ladies' eyes meet, Zoe smiles at her, knowing that she did what was asked of her, and lets her leave. With life beginning to take a new turn for Samantha, she auditions for yet another movie role, which she does very well. Within a short while, Samantha's life changes for the better, and 3 months later, she is seen driving her expensive car through the streets, going for various activities that she wouldn't have previously, and making out with a real man this time. One time, Zoe and Samantha watched Zoe's child play a musical instrument, and when outside, later that night, Samantha asks Zoe how her children are so young, to which she responds that it is the shell treatment, as it keeps the uterus fresh as a daisy. She makes it known to Samantha that Ronnie, her partner, didn't want children, but was able to convince him at some point in time. Samantha asks after Ronnie as she hasn't seen him all night, to which Zoe responds that they do not live together. During the course of their conversation, Zoe reveals that Shannon isn't her real last name, and that it is Zilt. Back in her apartment, Samantha's friend visits. They talk for a while before she notices something strange on Samantha's neck and advises her to get it checked out. She wastes no time in visiting Dr. Hubert, who takes out the mole-like substance from her neck and tells her he is going to run a biopsy on it, but doesn't think it is any cause for concern. Dr. Hubert prescribes a topical cream to Samantha, telling her it is to be on the safe side, and on the other side of the paper with the prescription, he puts his cell phone number, so that Samantha can reach him if need be. From that moment onward, Samantha is tailed by Zoe's driver, whom she notices. She is about to apply the topical cream, which was prescribed to her when she got home, when her doorbell rings. It is the police who have come to ask her questions concerning Chloe, who has gone missing, and Samantha was amongst the last people to see her, given that they had the shell treatment around the same time. The police tell Samantha to give them a call if Chloe reaches out to her. Later on, Samantha tells Zoe of the police's visit, and Zoe dismisses it, telling her that they might be fake and probably competitors to Shell in disguise. But Samantha insists that she thinks they are real. Samantha asks Zoe to talk to someone to try to find out if Chloe is okay. Zoe lies and agrees to do so. Zoe receives a phone call and, before picking up, asks Chloe if she would like to get away the following weekend, to which Samantha agrees. After Zoe steps away, Samantha notices another growth similar to the first one Dr. Hubert removed from her neck, on her wrist. Not too long after getting back home, Samantha receives a strange phone call which startles her. She picks up the phone, and hears a troubled voice that sounds like Chloe's, telling her that there is something wrong with her. She tells Samantha that they are always watching, before the phone cuts off. The next day, Samantha and her friend, her assistant, arrive on the set of a movie, and there, Samantha's assistant can be seen on a phone call, making inquiries based on what Samantha experienced the previous night. It is made known that the line is blocked, and it is probably a person just prank calling Samantha. Samantha's assistant notices that Samantha itches her body a lot and asks her about it. But Samantha ignores her and just asks her to get a coffee for her. Inside her trailer, Samantha notices that the growth has spread to her leg. She is soon called upon to do her makeup for the shoot, after which she receives her coffee from her assistant. Samantha's assistant talks to her about a specific interview, the Vanity Fair. But Samantha isn't having it and asks for it to be rescheduled, despite it being a big deal. After getting her makeup done, Samantha heads over to get the movie scene shot. When the scene is being recorded for the second time, disaster strikes. Samantha suddenly vomits a black goo on the actor in the scene with her after kissing her. She immediately apologizes to him and leaves the scene. On her way out, she meets the interviewer, Simon from Vanity Fair, and unfortunately vomits more goo, uncontrollably, on him. Despite her assistant being worried, Samantha insists that she is fine, gets into her trailer, and shuts the door behind her. Zoe, who shows up not too long after that time, takes Samantha away with her. At Zoe's house, she lets Samantha know that she has made calls and someone is being sent over from the clinic. During the course of their conversation, Zoe reveals to Samantha that Dr. Hubert has been let go at the hospital, to Samantha's surprise. Samantha asks Zoe about Chloe, if she has inquired about her, and Zoe lies to her that she asked, and that Chloe moved to Paris. Samantha, seeing as things aren't as they should be, goes to the bathroom, brings out the card the police officer handed to her, and makes a call. When she gets back outside, Zoe is there, waiting with tea in hand, and asks Samantha about where she was. Samantha responds, and as she settles into the chair with the tea Zoe offered her, Zoe asks her who she went to call, as she heard her from the other room in the house. Samantha lies that she was just talking to herself, and when Zoe demands her cell phone and tries to make her stay, Samantha pours the hot tea that was offered to her on Zoe and makes a run for it. Outside Zoe's house, with Zoe's driver on her tail, Samantha is given no choice but to jump down, spraining her ankle. Suddenly, a car stops in front of where she is. It is her assistant who urges her to get in quickly as they leave Zoe Shannon's house. Samantha's assistant drives them to a restaurant where the police officer and her partner, whom she reached out to, are waiting. As she discusses with them, Samantha realizes that they are not good cops, but cops who work for Shell. Smart enough, Samantha, who escapes from the restaurant, gets in a taxi she orders, and bolts. The two police officers catch up to her, but with an error in judgment, while trying to cut Samantha off, they don't stop at the nearest traffic light soon enough. The officer's vehicle gets hit brutally by a truck. Samantha uses this opportunity to rear out her self-driving taxi and escape. Samantha arrives at the front door of Dr. Hubert's house, rings the bell, and when it is answered, she asks him for help. Dr. Hubert obliges to help her, and gives her painkillers for a procedure that would get rid of the growth that has greatly multiplied all over her body. The painful process leaves Samantha's skin looking as good as new when it was done. Dr. Hubert apologizes to Samantha for everything, as he was the one who talked her into the treatment. He lets her know that there was a lot they were doing that he wasn't privy to during his time at Shell. Samantha checks herself out in a mirror, opens a drawer close by, and sees a prescription bottle with Chloe's name written on it, and goes to ask the doctor why he has such a bottle. Dr. Hubert explains to Samantha that Chloe Benson was his patient and that when her skin began to calcify like hers, she came to him for help, and in the process, they started a relationship. He begins to spill information, but stops himself. Samantha asks the doctor if Chloe was in the house, but he refuses to answer. Samantha begins to call out to Chloe. The doctor tries to stop Samantha by choking her and lets her know that Chloe cannot be seen, but Samantha stabs him in the arm. She then makes her way toward a door inside the house. Samantha peeks through the hole, and what comes toward it scares her, making her take a step back. The creature behind the door tries to bring the door down. Samantha turns around and heads right back where she came from. When she gets back, she notices that Dr. Hubert has been stabbed in the neck and is fighting for his life. While in shock at this, Zoe's driver covers Samantha's nose with a cloth, knocking her out. When she wakes, she is seated in a chair and sees Randolph Chahn, a lawyer for the Shell Group, and Dr. Brand, the CEO and founder of the company, sitting in front of her. Samantha asks of Chloe, with Randolph telling her that she is safe and sound at the facility where she would receive the best medical care she can, given the circumstances. Samantha asks about what had happened to Chloe, and Randolph tells her that Chloe had suffered some side effects, just like her from her last procedure. Dr. Brand chips in that the epidermal calcifications are irregular in some patients. Randolph lets Samantha know that there was transparency with the risk involved, if only she had read the non-disclosure agreement before signing it. Samantha responds that she doesn't care what bullcrap the non-disclosure says and that she is going to talk to an attorney and reporters. Right then, Zoe steps out from the shadows and tells Samantha to go ahead with her plan and see where it takes her. Zoe and the two men try to take advantage of Samantha's present condition, and try to buy Samantha by offering her a deal for her discretion, but Samantha refuses, telling them that she is going to be leaving the place alongside Chloe. Zoe lets Samantha know that Chloe isn't leaving Shell's facility, and tells Randolph to make the call for her to be brought in. Soon enough, a truck rides into where they were, and two men get down, open the back of the truck to reveal Chloe, who has completely and irreversibly turned into a crustacean popularly known as a lobster, as Dr. Hubert's attempt to help her only accelerated her mutation. Samantha moves close to Chloe, who is behind tough glass inside the truck. Chloe hits the glass, which gives Zoe concerns, making her ask if the glass can't shatter. After a few tries, Chloe gives the glass another hit, and this time it shatters, freeing her from her confinement. Chloe lunges and attacks, killing the people who made her that way, and sending them to their bloody and brutal ends, saving Zoe Shannon for last. In the midst of all the killing, Samantha reunites with her assistant, who was taken at the restaurant by Zoe's driver, and they both try to make it out as Samantha believes Chloe is trying to kill everyone. They are followed by Zoe, and while she is busy trying to get to Samantha and her assistant, Chloe, in her crustacean form, she gets to them. At that moment, Samantha realizes that Chloe isn't there to hurt her, only Zoe. Zoe quickly gets into one of Shell's chambers to avoid the crustacean form of Chloe. Chloe, seeing that she can't get to Zoe behind the chamber, goes to the control panel, ruins it by smashing it, causing an overload to the system, which makes the chamber malfunction, inflicting anguish upon Zoe, till she eventually explodes into a bloody goo inside, to the absolute delight of Samantha, who watches on as it all happens. After her ordeal, Samantha grants an interview and talks about her new book based on the Shell cosmetic empire. Samantha makes it known that she hopes her book can serve as a cautionary tale and give people a little bit of hope as well. In the final scene, Samantha is seen continuing life as a successful woman, and keeping all her family and loved ones close to her. In the end, Samantha learned that real beauty isn't about flawless skin or chasing perfection, it's about accepting yourself before time catches up. But what do you think? Did Samantha actually find the beauty she was promised? Or do you think Zoe got exactly what was coming to her? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I love seeing what you all think. Until next time, guys. Peace out.